Air travel is generally quite a predictable thing. You usually know where you're going and you often know what you're going to do when you get there. But lately my life has been anything but predictable, and I haven't travelled on a commercial airplane since I had my surgery 2 months ago. So because I've been missing air travel and because I can't book anything too far in advance right now, last night I decided to jump on my laptop and treat myself to a day trip. The only problem was, I didn't know where to. Now, it was tempting to go overseas, but after searching for cheap economy fares in Australia, I eventually found a Virgin Australia flight for $161 and a return on Jetstar for $157. This would give me just over 5 hours in Australia's most southerly state capital and would see me back at the airport again for the first time in almost 3 months. The flight from Melbourne to Hobart takes just over an hour on a Boeing 737. I booked a window seat, of course, and spent most of the flight staring out the window, but also keeping another eye on my watch just to check the cabin pressure altitude and make sure it wasn't going to cause any problems with my head. Missed it. I think they're every half an hour as well. I spent the first hour or so just wandering around, taking in the sights of Hobart's harbour, but to be honest, I was feeling a little bit lost in what I should do. So, and I'm not particularly proud of this, but I decided to jump on my phone and ask ChatGPT for some suggestions.
Hobart, Tasmania's capital, offers a variety of interesting activities that are also free.
I'll be honest with you, I don't normally do art galleries, museums when I go travelling, but I've walked past this place quite a few times when I've been down here in Hobart and I've never been in. So I thought if I'm trying to be curious today and a little bit more adventurous, I thought I should have a look, see what's inside. Also, it's free, and because I'm trying to save a bit of money on the trip today, free kind of tipped me over the edge. So I was thinking I might go see the Botanic Gardens here in Hobart again. I've been to Hobart a few times before, but never visited the Botanic Gardens when I've been here. But it's about a 20-minute walk that way. It's a legal requirement here in Australia. So just like we do in Melbourne, Hobart has got a solar system trail that you can follow, like by running, or in my case, obviously by scooting. Starting at the sun, I think it's built to scale, but I don't know what the scale is. In Melbourne, we got one which is built to a 1 to 1 billionth scale. So instead of 5.9 billion kilometres out to Pluto, you just go 5.9 kilometres around the bay. I'm going to follow it and see if they've got a Pluto. Mercury. Hello, Venus. That's home. There's Mars. Sort of started all the way down there, and here now we're at Jupiter. Oh, hang on. I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. I'm going on the main road. Hang on, I've got to cross the railway tracks. I'm not just doing this for the gag factor, but I'm struggling to locate Uranus at the moment. Like dead set seriously, I think I've come the wrong way. I think I'm gonna have to go back. Oh, I found it. It's all right, guys. I found it. I was in the wrong place, but I found it now. One thing that I'm actually quite nervous to do when I go out and about is something I used to love doing when I was a kid, and that's taking photos. And I never take photos these days like just for myself. I always take a picture of a plane because I can put it up on Instagram, and so I'm trying to encourage myself on this trip as well to do exactly that. And I found a nice composition with the Tamar Bridge, which is behind me at the moment. There's the Tamar Bridge, this railway line that's down here. The clouds are nice and moody. There's some reeds in the foreground. It's actually quite nice just to stop for a second, not think about filming, not think about YouTube, and just think about, well, what's the scene that I want to capture from this trip that will remind me of the day that I had down here, mucking around with planets and solar systems and all that sort of thing. Next up then, of course, we find Neptune, and in the distance at the very end of this solar system trail, what we're going to find is absolutely nothing, because Hobart have decided that Pluto does not belong on their mock-up of the solar system. They think it's just a dwarf planet. I still think you're a planet, Pluto. I think you should be here. All right, it's starting to get cold and I'm hungry. I think we should get some food now. Shut? Yeah. I thought they'd shut at 4.
Yeah, I'm here to put a Felice on that actually.
Oh, are you? So the vegan restaurant that I had marked for lunch today is shut. Not just shut as in it's closed today, but permanently shut. I actually spoke to the guy just now who's about to put a for lease sign on it apparently. Alright, no worries, thank you. Nope, that's a bust as well. You too. There's one more place I know here in Hobart which is a total cop-out. It's not what I wanted, it's somewhere I've been before. I wanted to go somewhere new, but I think they'll be open, and I know they serve food. Like, I have a plant-based diet, I know they serve food that I can have, so. How are you? Hello again. I'm back again.
Sightseeing?
Yes, yeah, just here for the day. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I've got about half an hour now until I need to leave Hobart and get the plane back to Melbourne, and I was starting to beat myself up a little bit about the fact that I haven't done as much as I wanted to do. I haven't been as adventurous as I could have been in my limited time down here in Hobart, but I've got to keep reminding myself that the purpose of the trip today was not to discover a new place, it's actually to learn a little bit more about me. This was a real test for me, not just a practical test in terms of pressurization on a commercial airliner, just to see how I go with that, and that was all fine obviously, but still, because I hadn't done it for a while, I was a little bit nervous about how I might go. But it was also a test on how do I fare on my own, trying to come up with fun things to do and just trying to push myself a little bit more than I have done the last couple of months, because there's been a lot of sitting around and there's been a lot of other people looking after me. So if that was the purpose for today, and if the idea was to test myself and see how I go and whether travel is still on the cards in the future, then yes, solid tick, 7 out of 10. Funny thing is, right, I call myself, I put this on my website, a pilot and YouTuber. And to be honest, for the last 2 months, I've been neither of those. Like, I obviously haven't been flying, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be flying myself again. And I've been making YouTube videos really sporadically. So the fact I can do one of those two things today has really energized me, has made me feel really proud of myself. And I do also need to keep reminding myself that whilst I may not be the pilot and YouTuber that I was before, right now for me, it's not about concentrating on what I've lost. It's about making the most of what I do have. And the fact that I've had 4 or 5 hours down here in Hobart, messing around on scooters and just seeing a town that I really do like, has been a really good outcome. It's been a good day today. Bloody enjoyed today.